Hello, Taurus, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. A very warm welcome to you here at the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards, so please come into this tarot reading with an open heart and an open mind. Take away only what resonates for you, and please release the rest. Trust your own intuition above all else, because you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. So let's go ahead and set the intention to get my Taurus gang out there, my lovely Tauruses, some clear, helpful, insightful messages wherever they're at on their spiritual path. All right. We did like 4 rounds of just specifically love readings, so this one's going to be a little bit more general. That being said, if love wants to come through, I'm happy to read for that. So let's do it for Taurus. Let's connect with their energy. What's coming in the past? How is the, thank you, that came right out, the past. It's funny. I saw it at the bottom of the deck when I picked this up, and I'm like, all right, the Page of Wands, maybe some sort of creative endeavor. You may actually feel like you're having to mediate in an argument or a fight, or people who are quarreling at work or in the family. Yeah. Taurus, with your Venus energy, having to set everybody straight and be like, all right, guys, let's be practical about this. I'm literally seeing you having to step in and like mediate I don't know if it's a debate or a discussion, but for a lot of you, it feels like people are feuding or fighting. All right, how is the Page of Wands impacting them currently? What's the deal with that? The Magician. All right, yeah, so some of you, you're a huge source of creative inspiration right now. It's like creativity is running through you, and you're feeling more aligned to some sort of project or goal or some sort of ambition you have. It's starting to realize it's wanting to work on I'm hearing like materialization of that. So typically the Magician is a card about manifesting. So a lot of you may be manifesting on the moon. New moons, full moons, that sort of thing. So what best supports Taurus? The Ten of Swords. Let it go. Whatever doesn't serve you, release it. This is actually like a really beautiful Ten of Swords. Usually the Ten of Swords is so scary and like ominous looking. You know, it's that dude with like swords sticking out his back. This is interesting because it's a Taurus reading. I'm almost wanting to read into the fact that like the swords are sticking in the ground. It's almost like claiming your territory, but having to move away from it to come back to it later. Does that make sense for anyone? Specifically with land or property, you may have to like move away, but and maybe you're having to sell it or get rid of a piece of land that or property, whatever, that means a lot to you. But for some of you, it's almost like you're going to return there eventually. Maybe it's going to be in a changed and transformed way. So like maybe if you love that little city you live in, or you love living by the beach, there may be some sort of circumstantial thing going on in your life where you do have to kind of uproot and find a new place. But with that, you're like, I'm going to come back here someday, like when the time is right. I don't know if that makes sense for anyone, but ultimately what's supporting you is the Ten of Swords. So allowing things to come through and change, not just you, because it is a sun card. It's the sun in Gemini. So ideas, information, transactions, sales, contracts, something may be happening that is forcing you to grow and evolve and change in a way that maybe you don't necessarily like, but it is, if it's supporting you, it's saying embrace this change, because it's helping to align you to get closer to something that's going to be emotionally fulfilling with that big old moon. You're kind of manifesting a new beginning or manifesting a new start. There could have been arguments with your family about selling like a family property, or I see you as mediator too. So if this doesn't have to do with your physical home, land, property, it may even have to do with something you do for work. You may be a real estate agent, or helping somebody find a home, or helping people who are displaced, or social services, something like that. Embrace the change, embrace the finality of something, because I don't know why I'm getting this. I'm hearing it's not actually final. And not in a bad way. It's not like you're making a mistake or an error, like, oh, well, if I go back and do it right, I won't have to make that change. No, like this is what it is for now. And I mean, Pisces season, right? It's like, we just kind of got to go with the flow and go where the ocean kind of, go with the flow. I go where the oceans take us. But yeah, there's going to be a returning back to a place that feels like home, and maybe that's a different location. Maybe that's not necessarily whatever is ending here, but it's like, yeah, there's going to be a return to home, and for some of you that's more of a message about the physical body. All right. What qualities is Taurus being asked to embrace at this time? What qualities do they need? Advice on how to grow? Oh, that came out. All right. The World. Yeah. So this very much feels to me like picking up and planting new roots, understanding. You have two cards of culminations and chapters ending, but don't get it twisted, right? This is the beginning of something new and something beautiful, something to do with like this is happening around a full moon. It might even be the eclipse that's coming in. And let's see, I'm trying to think, like, I mean, I know the nodes are in Aries and Libra. So I guess for my Taurus rising, it would be something about 12th house stuff. And maybe so maybe there's more of a move for like, yes, independence, but that's going to be true for everybody. So I don't know, with your 12th house, it's sort of what's hidden from you. It can be your own self-sabotage too. But it can also have to do with like warring and conflict. And I'm wondering if that's playing into this at all, is like, I've been giving this metaphor a lot, like fighting against the ocean. That's kind of a silly thing to do, right? Because the ocean's going to win, right? So you can put all your energy and effort into being, stubborn, or I'm not doing this, or I'm staying here, or I want this job, or whatever. And if the universe, if God, source, spirit, if the ocean, if you will, in this metaphor, decides, no, we're going this way and you're coming with me, at some point you just kind of have to release and have faith and like go with God or whatever you believe in. It's kind of like, all right, well, I'm being displaced for a reason, or I'm being pulled or pushed in this direction. So it's going to be a ride. I'm going to, I may as well try and enjoy it, because it seems like this is, again, something where like finality. There's something final about what's going on here. And I'm not sure you're being asked to try and solve it or fix it. If anything, you're being asked to embrace your faith, which you may be questioning at this time. I think you are asking yourselves a lot of questions. I'm getting like 9 of Swords energy, even though it's not showing up here, of like, why is this happening and how can I fix it? And like the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, like, had I done this, would it have been different? And I don't think that's true. The eclipses, when the sun and moon are on the nodes, it's points of destiny. It's things that are meant to take place and things that are meant to happen in our lives in order to align us to the next chapter. And sometimes we need that nudge. We need that, I am going to say a little bit of force in order to get us to see something differently, which we wouldn't have seen before. And I don't do fear-based readings. That's so not what this is about, so please don't interpret it as such. But yeah, the world is saying like, well, that was a fun chapter. That was a good ride. It's bittersweet, and I think a lot of you are leaning into like I don't know, I want to say the bitter, but like I'm just seeing people like saying goodbye to a home that they grew up in, and it's like all your memories are there, and it's just like, it's sort of like shedding of tears of like, we don't want this to end because it was so good. But again, that's a very narrow perspective in terms of how great things are still going to continue to be, but it may be, in a different location or with different walls, with different characters, with different people involved in your life. Your child, I don't know if this makes sense. There's a parent-child dynamic coming through here, and you guys are a very good support system for each other. Even if your child is like a little kid, it's like they remind you about what's important. The way they view the world, it's very happy-go-lucky. It's like, we'll land on our feet, or we'll figure it out, Mom. And even again, even if they're little, it's almost like the divine is speaking through them, and you know that. It's almost like they're a channel. There's something about kind of like a magic child, if you will, if you'll go there with me. And it might not be your child. It might be someone you just encounter, while you're standing in line at the grocery store. It's like they say something to you, and it's very out of place. But you interpret it as a message for you, and for a lot of you, it's just because it is. Now you guys are going to go and bump into somebody at the grocery store, and they're going to say something super wacky, and they're going to be like, what? Like it's going to have like no context at all. Anyway. All right, moving on. All right, what is known? What is the reality? What are the facts? The Eight of Cups. Yeah, absolutely. Again, I don't know exactly what this is, but the message is consistent here. There is an obstacle or a challenge in moving away from something that we love and hold very dear to our hearts. And it's not something that we would have necessarily chosen to do on our own, but there is an understanding that this is what is meant to be. The universe has decided, or somebody else has decided for you, and ultimately you know that that's what's up. And that it may have come with a lot of struggle, this card of like mediation or fighting, or this could be you and sort of that internal battle of, I know I need to do this. I know I need to go forth and lean into my faith and go off knowing that I'm going to find my footing. But man, is it hard. And I really don't want to. And I mean, as a fixed earth sign, that makes total sense to me. It's like, why would I uproot myself if I don't want to? And I, again, not to do fear-based readings, there's just something about this where the universe has said, because that's the way it is. That's what's happening here. And I can't tell you why, because I don't see it yet. And some of you may know why. But it's like something good, it will come from this, but it's not even apparent to me what that is exactly, but I can tell you this is for a greater reason. And I mean, let's be honest, I mean, this finality or ending, if maybe it has nothing to do with land or property, or maybe it does, but that's not the greater storyline here. Maybe some of you are saying goodbye to someone who has exited your life, and they mean a lot to you. I don't necessarily get energy of you guys sort of having bad blood. It's like, the cycle of life, the world card. Potentially, I keep getting this message for you, a paternal figure. That has been showing up consistently in my Taurus reads. And anyway, I don't want to linger on that because I'm not really being asked to relay those types of messages, but confirmation for one or two of you who are already kind of in that vibe and anticipating what's to come. So, all right. So what is known, the Eight of Cups, is that we have to walk away, and some of us feel a little bit disappointed or heartbroken or feeling like we're not ready to say goodbye. The universe is saying, trust me. Yeah, because you're too stuck in assessment mode of, again, a lot of you are in this place of either trying to fix it and it's too little too late, or it's like you're just beating yourself up like, had I gone back and done something differently, would we still have gotten these results? And the universe is like, don't worry about it. Like, this was what was meant to happen all along. And I don't mean to be negative or condescending, but it's like, you didn't have as big as an impact on this as you like to think you did. It's like, I'm saying that to relieve you of the stress or guilt or shame that you're feeling. It's like a lot of you wanted to come through as Superman or Superwoman and be the one who changed the circumstance. And the universe is saying that was never up to you. So like, release the guilt, release it. So what is unknown here? What is hidden? What's going on in the subconscious? What is unknown? Ooh, they keep coming right out. The Ace of Swords. So a new truth is going to be revealed, or new information may get revealed. So much moon energy in this deck. A lot of full moon type stuff. I'm getting something about an air moon, like an air sign moon. So somebody who has their moon placements in Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they're going to come out of the depths, out of the shadows. They're going to present themselves and possibly be an important person or illuminate some sort of important truth or information that's going to help you with this scenario. It may even help you grieve. It may help you, something about that. But it's not here now. There's an important conversation that you're not anticipating that is going to be quite helpful and may even help with the healing process or the detachment of something if you are, terribly attached to it or wanting to keep something held tight. There may be a conversation that helps you release more naturally and organically. That is even a metaphor for your body too. It's like your body is storing things. I don't know if it's stress or emotions. I'm seeing you some of like you just need the release, like you just need to cry. Others of you, it literally has to do with like your stomach and gut health. It's like you get my metaphor here. It's like you're not releasing things. There might be something that helps you flush your system out better. I don't know why that's coming through, but others of you, it has to do with a full moon and an air sign. So let's see. I'm recording this roughly in Pisces season. I mean, it is, but depending on when you watch it, right? So we're not going to have an air sign until Gemini. So that's going to be in your second house for my Taurus risings. Your second house of resources, assets, what you find valuable, your money, your possessions, things of that sort. So something about, I guess it would be a new moon in Gemini or the full moon in Sagittarius. I don't know. That's like probably 2-3 months away, but something about that might be quite significant in revealing new information that is very helpful to you. I know that's a very big like future projection, but something about that is coming through. Others of you, an air sign is going to be a key player in your life. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the Six of Swords. Yeah, I think there could be a very strong bond, a very strong friendship with someone. Some of you, I'm always anticipating that this Ace of Swords has a lot to do with a mental reset and refocusing your mind on seeing the glass half full, seeing this new chapter as being full of new potential and new possibilities that you didn't have before, because you were in an Eight of Cups, where it was something maybe you loved, but at times it wasn't always necessarily good for you or healthy for you, or it really took a toll on your health, or it strained your social life, or what, like maybe you were taking care of someone who was ill. Maybe you were in a relationship where, again, this person needed a lot from you, and it's not necessarily that they were toxic or possessive. It's just, it is what it is. And so by having this new freedom now, there's like a weird finding of your footing again and reintroducing yourself to the world. But also there's a lot more self-discovery of like, who do I want to be now? It's like, the future's unwritten. It's like, this is a blank page. Some of you literally are buying a new journal and you're going to start to journal and write. Writing could be something that's actually quite beneficial and fun and healthy for you in the future. Something about a journal, or even scrapbooking, something to do with memories. And then with Six of Swords, it's like leaning into the possibility, and again, the glass half full, something about the rainbow, the optimism, the inclusivity of new people and them wanting to include you in their activities, in their daily lives. I see you going out and being more social because of this. And maybe that doesn't happen immediately, right? It's what's hidden from you. But yeah, there could be a really strong bond with an Aquarius. There could be an Aquarius friend that you just haven't seen in a while. I don't know if you had a falling out with them. I don't necessarily get that. But it's just like time and distance and space. And then it's like your paths get rerouted and you guys connect again. It's a really strong friendship that you have together. This person may already have kids. I see you going off on adventures with them. Maybe your kids hang out together. There's, something to do with that. And then future outcome, anything else Taurus needs to hear? Yeah, getting your power back, getting your spark back, getting back out there, feeling alive again, breathing new air and new oxygen into this flame to get it to grow. Again, there's something very interesting about, there's a separation of the flames here. It's like, what could be contained in one, it gets separated. They're no longer together. It doesn't mean there isn't love or connection there, or that this person is always going to be with you in the more spiritual sense. But now it's like you're carrying the torch for them. Wow, this is like a really beautiful reading, but it's very deep. It's very heavy. So if you are lost or perplexed by this, props to you for sticking around and trying, but it might not be your message this week. This feels specific, but I could also see how this may relate to you in different areas in your life. So Queen of Wands, Aries energy, yeah. Again, that has to do with that North Node thing. It has to do with your point of destiny, striking out in a more independent way, going off on your own. Being a Venus-ruled sign, partnership is very, very important to most Tauruses, I would imagine. So this is going to challenge you in some ways. Because, it's like, especially with that North Node, for a lot of you, maybe being in your 12th, it's like this is a time for like a spiritual reinvention or spiritual rejuvenation, getting into more like esoteric studies, getting into tarot cards or astrology or soul searching, possibly going on some sort of like spiritual retreat, doing a lot of, again, writing or journaling or researching into things that are going to expand your mind and help you find some sort of daily rhythm or routine or spiritual practice that helps you build a foundation that is more based on faith. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but so this is the third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. We definitely know that. And so be compassionate with yourself, Taurus. Be compassionate as you make those adjustments and find your footing. You don't have to rush the process, and I don't need to tell you that, right? And then this is new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than to take. All right, and last but not least, Oracle of Mystical Moments. What's a little message that would help tie this reading up, something that the Taurus may connect to. This is a very like earthy deck. I like it. Let's see. So this says Sleeping Beauty's Dreams. We're going to read about that. Sorry, my camera does not love to focus, so bear with me. So card number 3, which is the Empress, Taurian energy. You showed up in Libra's reading a tiny bit. A Libra friend who might need your help. Let's see. Sleeping Beauty's Dream. Soul journey, power of the imagination, inner strength. We all know the story of Sleeping Beauty, who got pricked by a spindle and fell into a deep sleep. This card shows Sleeping Beauty asleep, her hair thick like thorns surrounding a castle. Imagine if your soul could wander while you sleep. What places and people would it visit? Envision what kind of journey you could have. Your soul is not tied to a certain place. It is able to tear down walls and scale a hedge of thorns. Like the bird Sleeping Beauty gently holds in her hand, your soul is ready to be freed and soar to all places in your dreams. I think it got me on the emotional thing because it feels like someone is visiting you in your sleep. When I read that, my mind kind of went elsewhere, so sorry for that. It was clunky. For those who have recently experienced a loss of someone passing in your life, and again, I'm not predicting that. That's not what this is about. It's like you're going to see them in your dreams for sure, for sure. And there are messages there. So again, just be open to receiving them, and then it's up to you if you want to interpret them. That's where that journaling is going to come through and be super helpful for you, Taurus. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Whew, this was heavy. Sending you a big energetic hug for those who are able and willing to receive that at this time. Thanks for joining me. Please hit the like button. Show me some love. I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to leave a positive comment or even an emoji, that helps this reading find a greater audience on YouTube, helps my channel grow, and that's my goal. If you're not already, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post my readings. And if you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook as The Intuitive Teacup. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I will see you soon for more tarot.